Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Conversations That Matter. I'm your host, Alex Newman for the New American Magazine. We have a very special guest with us today. He is a retired Navy SEAL, Ed Thielander. He's also a small businessman, a volunteer firefighter, a reserve deputy sheriff, a dad, a husband, and he has served his country for more than 2 decades. In the military. Now he wants to serve his country in a different way, realizing that the country is going in the wrong direction. He has an incredible biography. We're not going to spend the whole episode on it, but I just want to give you some sense of this man's incredible background. He spent 21 years as a decorated combat veteran with experience as a Navy SEAL in Afghanistan, Kosovo, Central and South America, Southeast Asia, and the Caribbean. He's an expert in special operations. He has helped lead the Navy's specialized training programs, several of them. He also served as operations chief for the U.S. Navy's Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape program. He developed the full spectrum of captivity curriculum to train our guys on how to survive if they're captured by terrorists or foreign governments. He has helped bring very complex tribal conflicts to an end through his leadership and negotiation skills. He's very active in his community. He's got a small business where he does light excavation, tractor work, scuba diving for local shipyards, and even does some contracting with the Navy. He's active in his community, working in his church. He helps do the maintenance at Water of Life Lutheran Church, where his family attends. Lifelong public servant, but he says not a politician. He served his country with honor on and off the battlefield. Now his country is calling again. He believes that America is going in the wrong direction. And I think many of us do. And now he wants to help turn that around with a variety of different issues by running for Congress in the state of Maine. Ed, thank you so much for joining us. And tell us, to start with, you say that you think the country's headed in the wrong direction. Give us some specifics. What do you think is wrong? And how do you think, as a congressman, you might be able to turn that around?
Yeah. Hey, first, thank you very much for having me on and helping us get the word out about, what's going on in the country. I mean, all you have to do is listen to the news to find out what's going wrong in the country. You know, every day the news and gas prices gone up. You know, $6.39 a gallon for diesel right now. You know, I'm in Maine, and that's heating oil too. It's costing people so much. It's still cold in Maine. You know, we got 30-degree nights and 20-degree nights, and people have turned their heat off. That's why our country's going the wrong direction. Food, all that gas prices affects food prices. You know, when you run your household, you don't spend money you don't have. And you don't give money away that you don't have. You don't take a loan out to it so your neighbor can get new curtains. And that's what we're doing in America right now. You know, once people have been in Congress for 3 terms is what the term limits folks say, then they start spending money like it's not theirs. And we've got to get accountability on that. We've got to get accountability on what's going on with our foreign policy. You can't do what we've been doing in America, what we did in Afghanistan. An embarrassment to the country, and those lives that are lost that cannot get back again. That's why we're running, and that's why our country's going in the wrong direction. What's happening in our schools? You know, parents need a voice of what's going on in school. And right now they don't, and it looks like it's going to go further the wrong way. So we got to get control on everything.
Well, let's start with inflation. I do want to ask you about the foreign policy and the wars and things going on, but let's start with inflation, because that is, I think, the top issue for so many people right now. I think 70% of Americans disapprove of the way Biden is handling this. And of course, that would probably extend to the Federal Reserve and the Congress. But what would you propose as a lawmaker to try to get this situation under control?
Well, we got to open up our markets. We got to open up, let the oil flow. You don't sanction America. And that's what's happening right now. We are literally sanctioning America. And that's done to punish people, countries, so they get in line. And we don't need that. We are shutting off the oil here, like we're, eventually going to shut off the oil to Russia. We're still buying oil from Russia till June, I believe. But we're going to sanction Russia. Well, this administration has done that to America. We got to let that open up. We've got to, stop spending money where it does need to be spent. These giant bills that do not need to exist. The left creates problems, and then they sprinkle money at it and say they fixed it. Well, stop creating the problem, and a lot of it'll get fixed. We've got some crazy problems here in Maine with the right whale who hasn't, the right whale has been hurt in Maine in 20 years that we know of. And they're creating a whole new slew of problems with that, where they're going to end up hurting the industry. It's a huge $1 billion industry right now, and they're creating not letting them harvest lobster properly because of this right whale. And then now they're throwing $17 million at it because they got to buy new ropes and links that they didn't need to buy in the first place because there's not a problem.
Wow. Let's switch over to foreign policy. You obviously have a lot of experience in at least helping to implement the U.S. government's foreign policy. I think a lot of Americans watched in horror what happened in Afghanistan recently. I think $85 billion worth of military equipment left behind, a lot of Americans left behind, just absolutely chaotic scenes. What do you think should be different about the U.S. foreign policy as far as our international relations, as far as the military operations overseas, and just in general, what should we be doing different?
When you leave a safe base to go out in the middle of town where you're not protected, where a place that you did not build up over the past 20 years, and leave all your equipment behind to known terrorists that we actually have, they're on our wanted list. We left them, like you said, $85 billion that will be used against us there and in other countries. That you can't make that up. It's a bad joke. It wouldn't even publish as a novel, that you would do something like that. But we did it. And then we gave them a list of people that we wanted out of the country, the terrorists. We gave the terrorists a list that we want, but then it's also the list that they want. We had folks, American citizen interpreter, Afghan descent, come up to the gate, because to get to the gate, you got to talk to the Taliban first, and then you can talk to the Marines. Well, the Taliban said, yeah, you're not going. This is an American citizen. And you can't, that again, it's a bad joke. It wouldn't even make it as a novel that someone would do that. You didn't have to do it. We could have kept control of everything. Yeah, we don't want to stay there forever, but you don't leave like that. It's got to be organized, and you just don't say, hey, this is the day. They're the bad guys, the Taliban. They don't get to judge, say when we leave, so yeah, we got to fix that.
What about what's been happening in the military in terms of the what critics are calling the woke trainings, and they're teaching them critical race theory and white privilege and these types of things, apparently even at some of our most elite military academies. What are your thoughts on the direction that the military has taken under the current administration, and how could Congress step in and do something about it?
The military is not a social experiment. So coming up here to Maine to teach the Navy Survival School, with the SEER School, part of it is about being captive. And one of the things we teach in there is counter indoctrination, because in the Korean War, there were 14 Americans that did not want to return to America because they were taught America bad. Now you're indoctrinating them here in America. Well, I mean, we taught against what is being taught right now. Again, you can't make it. You cannot do that. The military is not a social experiment, and so we do need to get things in place that just stop the woke ideology. It absolutely has to happen. America is the greatest, most welcoming country in the world. That's why everybody wants to come here. There are more people that come to America to immigrate, and it's true immigration, because you can, if you do it legally, become a citizen here. A lot of other countries, you'll never become a citizen. They just want you to work and go home. Here we welcome that. So, yeah, when we get to Congress, we need to fix that, so that that's absolutely, again, would not pass muster to make a movie about it. It's crazy.
Awesome. And so before we let you go, you are part of the SEAL PAC. There are now 8 of you, former Navy SEALs, who are running for Congress. Tell us a little bit about the PAC. Why are you guys doing this? What is motivating you? What do you hope to accomplish? And where can people learn more?
Well, so, I mean, the reason we are doing this is because we don't want to see things go to the next step, and the next step is coming, whatever that is. Something else is coming down the road. Never wanted to run or be a politician. Look at me now. I actually, made jokes about, I'd rather be shot at than be a politician. Well, I'm here now, and none of us are stepping back. We're all leaning forward. There's a whole bunch, not just the 8 SEALs that are running for Congress. There's a bunch of other folks in the military that are stepping up as well. And PAC is military folks stepping forward again. It's leadership that is true leadership. It's people that know how to make compromise and not compromising our beliefs, but we'll find some common middle ground to make things work, but not compromising our beliefs. And that's why we're doing this, is because we need to find that stop the fighting in America, and we generally have the ability to do that. I've done it in the field with the Yemeni army and the Yemeni tribe that hate each other, shot at each other in the morning, and they're sitting down chewing cot together in the evening. So we can do it. We just have that ability, and with SEAL PAC and all the military folks that are stepping forward, we're going to get this, and we're going to take our country back. Hey, come visit the website. It's thelanderforcongress.com. That's THELANDER for Congress.com. And hey, we all have to step up right now. We're missing a lot in our kids' lives right now because we want to save our kids' lives and get them what we had. We got 1 in high school and 2 in college, and we're missing out a bunch, but now's the time. Otherwise, they might not have that.
Well, Ed, we appreciate you coming on the program. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and your concerns. You're in Maine's 1st district, is that correct?
Sure. Yes, it is.
All right, fantastic. Well, Ed, thank you very much for your service to our country. Thank you very much for the sacrifices you're making in terms of getting involved. I mean, it's not easy to run for office, and we appreciate it very much that good people who love America are stepping up to the plate. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for what you're doing. We'll keep in touch with you. Good luck on your campaign, and hopefully we'll talk to you again very soon from Washington, D.C.
All right, easy day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. All right, folks, that was Ed Thielander, former Navy SEAL. He is now running for Congress in Maine's 1st district. Go check out the website, and we'll be back with much more for Conversations That Matter. Keep it here. Thanks again. I'm Alex Newman. Until next time, God bless you all.